Good morning. My name is Lillian Govis, Director of Communications and Public Engagement with Buncombe County Government, and this is your community briefing for Wednesday, April 23rd. Wildfire continues on, and in the past few days, we have had a few fires in the county. Over the weekend, crews from Leicester Fire Department, the North Carolina Forest Service, and other agencies were on the scene of a 6-acre brush fire in the Peapie Cove and South Turkey Creek Road area of Leicester. No evacuations were needed, and all structures were protected. Earlier this week, a small 15-acre fire started off of Long Branch Road in the Bee Tree area. This fire is now 100% contained, and structures were protected. Thankfully, we are seeing lots of rain this week, so that should help with the reducing the risk of wildfires in our area while also setting the stage for some pretty solid Mayflowers. We are thankful to all the crews that have been working to contain the fires and ensure the safety of these structures, but this is a great time to remind you to ensure that your home is fire resistant. This year, storm debris poses an increased risk for our region. However, there are simple steps you can take to mitigate wildfire risk around your home. Before doing any open burning, check to see if there are bans at buncombeready.org or call 828-250-6767. Clean all combustibles, including firewood, gas, kerosene, and oil from areas 25 to 50 feet away from your home. Don't store combustibles against your home or under decks. If you have a heating source outside, such as a propane or oil tank, clear anything away from that could burn. Clean up limbs, leaves, and other dead vegetation from your home, including those gutters. And sign up for alerts by texting BC Alert to 99411. Yesterday, the Buncombe County Commissioners met for a budget work session where they directed staff to identify additional areas to reduce budgets to meet the financial impacts from Helene. One of the changes in the post-Helene landscape is a significant loss of property tax base due to more than 9,000 damaged buildings. As of January 2025, the county's property tax collection rate is at 95.82%, which is down from 2024's rate of 96.1%. In all, the county is looking at $13.1 million revenue shortfall based on county revenue projections conducted in April 2025. As the FY26 budget comes into focus, commissioners and staff have made adjustments to the proposed expenditures and received updated projections for revenues. To help save money, the county will not be adding any new positions, is recommending reduced vehicle purchases, and more. Commissioners directed staff to look at pausing some community investments and initiatives while continuing to work with outside partners to identify additional savings as the budget continues to evolve ahead of its adoption in June. So the next steps for budget development, commissioners will meet with education and fire districts on May 2nd. County Manager Pinder will present her recommended budget on May 6th. On May 20th, there will be a public hearing on the recommended budget. And then the commissioners are scheduled to vote on the budget adoption June 3rd. We know that budget processes may not seem like must-see TV, but in the wake of the storm's impacts in Buncombe County, this may be one of the most critical budgets we've built. For our briefing today, we are joined by Rachel Sawyer, Strategic Partnerships Director with Buncombe County, who will be sharing more details about the Envision Buncombe survey, where you can share your needs and priorities after Helene as we look to long-term planning. We'll also get updates from Dawa Hitch, Asheville City Communications and Engagement Director. But first, as we do, we'll hear from Buncombe County Manager Avril Pinder.
Thanks, Lillian. Good morning. Today, we start by sharing some news about the Owen Pool Community Care Station. The Community Care Station at Owen Pool continues to be a resource for storm survivors in Buncombe County. Recognizing the need to create a sustainable long-term plan, The county is partnering in the community to support showering and laundry. As far as laundry, you want to give thanks to United Way, Swananoa Valley Christian. Thanks for funding from the United Way. Swananoa Valley Christian Ministries at 101 North Ridgeway in Black Mountain is offering survivors free preloaded cars for laundry services at the Black Mountain Coin Laundry, located at 107 WNC Shopping Center Drive in Black Mountain. This is just off of Highway 70. This operates 24/7. Community members can register for these cards between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., Monday through Friday, from the Swananoa Valley Christian Ministries. For showers, beginning today, a shower trailer similar to the one currently at the pool will be available at Beacon Village at the Swananoa First Baptist Church. That is at 503 Park Street in Swananoa. The hours will be 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Monday through Saturday, and again, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on weeknights, and 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. This shower trailer is also equipped with a family shower space. Flyers for both of these offerings, along with the support available through the Helene Recovery Center, are being distributed to individuals that are utilizing the Owen Pool Care Station. The Owen Pool Care Station will close next Wednesday, April 30th at 9 p.m. We're thankful for all the staff who worked to get 8 community care stations open throughout Buncombe County during the time when many of us still had no access to basic necessities. And we're thankful for the staff who continue to operate the last station until its transition next week. 7 months since the storm changed lives as we know it here in Buncombe County. The Helene Resource Center is open, where you can find representatives from FEMA, U.S. Small Business Administration, one-on-one Helene Recovery Assistance with the North Carolina Disaster Case Management, information on no-cost projects that can make your home and property more resilient, known as a Hazard Mitigation Grant Program, and more. Visit us at 94 Cox Avenue in downtown Asheville. That's open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can park for free across the street, and transit is available nearby through ART. You don't need an appointment, so visit the center at a time that works best for you. While the deadline to apply for FEMA has passed, stay in communication with FEMA and provide any necessary documents. If you recently applied for FEMA assistance, your request is being reviewed to determine if an inspection is needed. FEMA may also contact you with a request for more information. While the initial application period for Helene disaster assistance has closed, FEMA continues to accept late applications for 60 days following the end of the application period. For FEMA to consider your late application, you will need to explain the reason for the delay by phone at 1-800-621-3362, in writing or in person. FEMA does not require you to submit supporting documentations for your reasoning. FEMA will review late applications on a case-by-case basis. For disaster assistance deadline coming up include April 27th, Small Business Administration Physical Damage Loan Deadline, May 2nd, Agriculture Crop Loss Program, and June 30th, Small Business Administration Economic Injury Application Deadline. Find all the information for these at buncombeready.org. If your private road or bridges was damaged during Tropical Storm Helene, there's a state program that might be able to help. The North Carolina Private Road and Bridge Program was created to support property owners across Western North Carolina who were impacted by Helene. The program focuses first on fixing private roads and bridges that are the only way emergency services can reach homes where the property owner lives for more than 6 months of the year. It also prioritizes repairs where multiple homes, businesses, or recreational assets rely on that road or bridge. To get started or to learn more, visit buncombeready.org. Both right-of-way and private property debris removal programs have ended. While public right-of-way debris removal has ended as of April 1st, contractors continue to pick up debris throughout the county based on spots identified by county staff. Please do not bring additional debris to the right-of-way. If you have applied for private property debris removal, make sure you have submitted all the required paperwork as soon as possible. If you have questions about your application status, please call the One Buncombe call center at 828-250-6100. And if you have applied for the private property debris removal and have questions or concerns about the work done on your property, please email the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers at the email that we're adding to the chat. Both the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers and our consultants, Tetra Tech, will provide more details. Other Helene recovery programs you should sign up for: Agriculture Crop Loss Program. If you are an agriculture producer who lost crops due to Helene, a new funding program can help with monetary losses. Covered losses include damage to reported crops, farm roads, nursery stock, commercial trees, bushes, vines, farm equipment or farm buildings, and greenhouses. Applications will be accepted through May 2nd. If you have questions or need assistance applying, reach out to Buncombe County Crop Extension at 828-255-5522. And the North Carolina Disaster Case Management Program. This free program is available to guide survivors through the recovery process. After you complete the initial review survey, a case manager will help you to make a recovery plan that fits your individual needs, help you find available resources, and work through challenges caused by the storm. Call 844-746-2326 or find out more and the intake survey at buncombeready.org to begin getting the help you need. And now we will hear from Rachel Sawyer, our Director of Strategic Partnerships, who's currently serving in the role as Helene Recovery Lead for the county. And she will help you as you guide you through the recovery process.
Hello. As Avril mentioned, my name is Rachel Sawyer, and I work for Buncombe County Government as the Strategic Partnerships Director, and also, in addition to that, am coordinating our recovery to Tropical Storm Helene. And another thing that Avril mentioned is that we are approximately 7 months post-storm. So our response activities are winding down, and our focus on recovery is increasing. To that end, we are in the process of developing a Helene recovery plan to help shape how Buncombe County government will invest our time and our resources toward a successful overall community recovery. We are joining with the municipalities in this effort, each focusing on our own geography as well as our own scope as local governments. This includes the city of Asheville as well as the 5 towns: Biltmore Forest, Black Mountain, Montreat, Weaverville, and Woodfin. Together, we have launched a quick survey, which we're calling Envision Buncombe, to help us answer an important question, which is, how can our community recover stronger, better, and more resilient while reflecting the voice of the community? And what projects and programs can we take on as local governments to help advance that community vision? Before the storm devastated many parts of our community, another endeavor that was underway was the commissioners, Buncombe County commissioners, were working on the strategic plan for Buncombe County, the next 5-year strategic plan. So in the wake of Helene, We are revisiting that because the priorities may look different. As we develop that update for the strategic plan and the new Helene recovery plan, we want to make sure that every voice is at the table. We are inviting you to share your ideas, share your input about the needs and priorities by filling out a quick survey. The survey is available by scanning the QR code that will be coming up on the screen. And you can also access the survey by going to engage.buncombecounty.org/envision Buncombe. That's engage.buncombecounty.org/envision Buncombe. It takes about 5 minutes or no more than 5 minutes to complete it. You'll be asked to provide input on recovery themes, as well as the types of projects that you think are important and that you would like to see carried out. As Buncombe County Commissioners revisit the strategic priorities post-Helene, and as we craft that long-term recovery plan, we will use your input to contribute to those plans and bring it back to the community later on for feedback. So with that, I will pass next to Dawa Hitch, who represents the City of Asheville as the Communications and Public Engagement Director. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. My name's Dawa Hitch, and I serve as the Communication and Public Engagement Director for the City of Asheville. Thank you all for tuning in today and for your continued support as we recover from Tropical Storm Helene. Today, I have just a few brief updates on storm debris removal within the city limits, the city's FAST team, bus routes coming back online, and an open ART transit survey. I'll start with a storm debris removal update. As of today, over 785,399 cubic yards of storm debris have been collected within the city limits. 248,297 cubic yards of debris have been collected from our waterways, and 1,845 properties have had debris removed through the private property debris removal program. Contractors continue to work to complete the punch list for debris placed in the right-of-way by the March 1st deadline. They are on track to have this completed by the first week of May, but will continue their work until the list has been completed. Storm debris removal in other areas continue, including waterway debris removal and private property debris removal. As a reminder, we kindly ask everyone in the community to follow our storm debris collection guidelines. Proper disposal of storm debris and other waste ensures recovery resources are used efficiently and helps maintain progress in cleanup efforts. If you see an illegal dumping, for example, random trucks or cars dumping debris and garbage on vacant or developed lots, please report it through the Asheville app. We appreciate the community's patience during this cleanup. Next, I'll provide an update on the Flood Assistance Support Team, or FAST team. The FAST team is here to provide focused and personalized support for property and business owners, developers, and designers who need timely and clear information about rebuilding and development regulations in the floodplain. This dedicated interdepartmental team was assembled to prioritize floodplain assistance and serves those parties whose activities are subject to floodplain requirements. We understand navigating floodplain regulations can be complex, and the FAST team is here to help. Anyone needing special assistance to better evaluate their development options will be provided fee-free FAST sessions. Dedicated time slots for these sessions are offered 3 times a week on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Just email fast@asheville.nc.gov for more information. The team can help identify sources of federal funding that could support participants' goals. They also assist with understanding the federal guidelines for a wide range of programs and opportunities that are available. The FAST team is contacting property owners who may have sustained significant damage from Helene. They are prioritizing properties with permits currently on hold due to substantial damage or proximity to the substantial damage threshold. These permits were put on hold to allow staff to collaborate directly with contractors and property owners regarding up-to-date building value information, such as pre-storm appraisals and rebuilding options. Here are some FAST team stats. So since the January 21st kickoff, the FAST team has assisted in releasing all previously held permits. In the last 3 months, the team has met with representatives of 53 different properties and currently has 12 additional meetings scheduled. Members of the team have had direct engagement with 135 total property owners, including 61 who were substantially damaged, 20 severely damaged or destroyed, and 25 damaged properties identified as below substantial damage. From the original assessments, there are 199 properties listed as substantially damaged and 211 damaged below substantial. FAST is a proactive program designed in response to the needs of residential and commercial property owners following Tropical Storm Helene. The Planning and Urban Design and Development Services departments are leading the way and fully supported by the city manager and other departments. For more information, again, please visit asheville.nc.gov and type FAST in the search bar, or you can email the team at fast@asheville.nc.gov. And now some exciting news. I'm really pleased to announce that the remaining bus stops along Swannanoa River Road will resume service Saturday, May 4th. Thanks to our partner, NCDOT, the roadway is now accessible and transit is ready to fully reintegrate these bus stops into its route network again. This marks a major milestone in Asheville's storm recovery efforts, as these are the final bus stops to reopen following the extensive damage caused by Tropical Storm Helene, and we are grateful for the patience of our community. Additionally, the city of Asheville invites the community to participate in a community-wide survey to kick off the Asheville Rides Transit Comprehensive Operational Analysis. This survey launched on Monday, April 21st, and has already received over 700 responses. This is a strategic initiative to improve Asheville's public transportation services and align them with current and future community needs and available resources. This analysis will identify strategies to improve service reliability and frequency, address barriers to transit, access for underserved populations, support future growth, development, and climate resilience, incorporate lessons learned from Tropical Storm Helene, and finally, ensure that ART resources, again, that's Asheville Rides Transit bus service, ART resources match the needs of today and tomorrow. Whether you ride the bus or not, your input matters. The survey can be taken in less than 10 minutes and can be found at www.publicinput.com/ART survey. That's ARTSURVEY. In closing, on behalf of City Manager Campbell, I'd like to extend her continued thanks to the mayor and city council, all of our dedicated City of Asheville employees, our partners in the county, state, and federal government, as well as our private and nonprofit partners who continue to work tirelessly on recovery efforts. I will now turn it back over to Lillian.
Thank you. Before we open up to questions, we do want to share a little bit of good news that we received. Buncombe County Election Services, who conducts all of the elections here throughout the county and all of its municipalities, received the prestigious Clearinghouse Award for exemplary contingency planning and emergency response from the U.S. Election Assistance Commissions. After Helene hit, Election Services, as many folks know, quickly rolled out an emergency response plan that ensured every voter still had a secure way to cast their ballot in the 2024 election. Election Services also brought home a second Cleary Award in the communications category. This one celebrated the North Carolina Together video series, which was a powerful collaboration between the county's communications and public engagement team. I'm staring at them there behind the camera. The video showcased real election officials from across North Carolina, helping voters feel seen, heard, and supported. So thank you, especially Nick Jager, for your hard work on that. I know we have a couple questions in the chat. One of them was, how will adjustments to the budget impact the debris removal process? The answer to that is it will not. The debris removal process is part of FEMA's response, emergency response. And so FEMA has tasked the Army Corps of Engineers to do this debris removal work. None of that is conducted through the county budget. So that is all part of the federal emergency response. The Army Corps of Engineers has hired a contractor. You've seen those trucks with the Ashbrit logos on the side and documents. Those are the debris removal trucks, and they are continuing to do that debris collection with those identified hotspots that the county manager referenced in her talking points. If you have questions about debris, you can call our call center at 828-250-6100. But again, the very short answer to that question about how budget will impact debris, it won't. Second question was, what's the timeline for the state's private roads and bridges program? This one is a little bit longer. We know that this is not a quick fix. This is a new program that is launching. And so this will not be measured in days or weeks, but more in terms of maybe longer term of a year or more for those repairs. So that is an extended process, but it is a process that is available to help survivors in North Carolina. Do we have any other questions from folks? I think WLOS is on the call. We were hoping to get some questions for Rachel, not let her leave here without answering. A reminder before we close this briefing out, this week, Buncombe County Planning and Development has joined Permits and Inspections, Asheville Buncombe Air Quality Agency, and Environmental Health over at the new Consolidated Government Services Center. That's at 35 Woodfin Street, so kind of behind 200 College Street, downtown Asheville. If you need in-person assistance with any of these departments, permits, planning, air quality, and environmental health, head to 35 Woodfin Street. There's free parking in the surface lot out front, and they'll be happy to help you out. Planning and development can also take your phone calls, and they can be reached at 828-250-4830. To stay informed about Helene recovery, bookmark engage.buncombecounty.org/Buncombe Recovers. Sign up for those text message alerts. We can't emphasize how important those are. Just text BC Alert to 99411. Or if you have questions, you can always call our One Buncombe call center at 828-250-6100, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Thank you for joining us today. Our next briefing will be Wednesday at 11 a.m. And reminder that in May, we are moving to one briefing a month, those being on the first Wednesday of the month. Have a good day.